Good morning, everyone. Before we get on this morning's update, I would like to go over a quick overview of what is transpiring so far in this Friday morning technical analysis across the crypto market. Right now, we've got Ethereum putting on a bit of a bid here. It's up to 3,523. That is a good sign moving forward. We're back over that 3,500 resistance. This could be where Ethereum will allow us to propel ourselves out. I drew this inverse head and shoulders out with a couple different ways in my own opinion. We did that during the live, and it looked like in all of my thinkings that this was going to try to create an inverse head and shoulders. Even if it is a rising broadening wedge, Ethereum can still come up to about 4,400 and get rejected and still be bearish in the overall if it doesn't break out of that range. So it's allowed us to catch a little bit of a bid. XRP is up about 1.4% to $2.43. We're going to take a look at ZIL as I talked yesterday about an imminent breakout. And now it's up 6.18%. It was down about almost 2% when we were talking about it yesterday. So it's been about an 8% reversal since the live last night. I also want to take a look at AMP. As we'll start with AMP because I forgot to do it yesterday in the live. It just, the time got away from me. So we'll definitely take a look at AMP and see what's going on there. And we'll just take a look at the overall structure of the crypto market. Do this in about 20 minutes. It's snowing rather hard outside where I live right now again. So it's much like the background you see outside right now. So it's going to be an interesting, well, if I decide to walk up to the gym, it's going to be an interesting mile walk there and back. And it's a traditional winter sense. So we're going to get through the technicals. Then I'm going to probably go work out and do what I got to do. And then I hope to see everybody back here at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the live. And I'll do something in between the rest of the day as well. So with that being said, let me timestamp this. Good morning, 9:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, January 3rd, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I do thank everybody for being here. Don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on this beautiful Friday morning. As we give thanks, and we also give blessings to each other by being helpful, being honest, being loyal, and being kind and giving. So, real quick, I want to start with AMP. Justin, if you're watching, this goes out to you because I did forget to do it in the live. It looks like to me this is just like, and let me show you a real quick chart real quick on DGB. Because ZIL is following the same exact projectile. You see how we had with DGB, it looks like an inverse head and shoulders, like left shoulder, head, right shoulder, pulls up. And now it starts to take shape. We were talking about this yesterday with ZIL, as ZIL also had this start to shape out. Whoops, took the arrow away. So you can see left shoulder, head, right shoulder. If it pulls up, this is what we're waiting for, a pull up. And it would be much like DGB. That's the rejection point if it wanted to, but a W reversal, yada, yada, yada. And then if you go into AMP, you can see this exact same kind of setup without the pull-up so far. They're looking very similar if they play out. Look like a left shoulder, head, possible right shoulder if it pulls up. DGB's already pulled up into a few percent, much bigger than this. So I'm looking for that pull up here on a few different ones. And right now, ZIL fits that bill, at least for now. It looks like it wants to pull up. AMP holds that bill. It's holding the 00771 area. And I would suspect that, much like we were looking at for ZIL and DGB and some of the others, if you just take the body and you do something like this, that would be your first. Actually, you know what? Just because of the way it's set up, I think it would be more appropriate here. If we're trying to push out, we're going to have to break that initial resistance. And we're getting pretty close now because it's dragging on. Whoops, it's dragging on. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I just wanted to draw this out so anybody could see if they're interested in AMP, what they've got to get past. But I'm really interested in looking at the rest of this market too. I want to take my due diligence on XRP. I just wanted to make sure to cover this because this is what I was going to show in the live yesterday. I completely forgot. So it's almost built through. We've almost built through. We've got a shorter area right here as well. But we need to break past this resistance right here at about 0083. And then we're going to have a volatile swing back up. First level would be somewhere around 1 cent. And then over time, it would be a much bigger return. But we'll talk more about this in the live tonight. I can't waste more time because I'm going to, not that I'm wasting time, but it's going to cut into what I need to do. But so XRP right now at $2.43.8. Let's just see what it looks like this morning. We're coming up to that resistance around $2.50. We talked about it in the live yesterday when it was at $2.39. And at this resistance point, even on a pennant flag, even if it's bearish, it should come up there. We have a bull flag that was formed. And some people said I didn't know what I was talking about, but that's okay. I appreciate that feedback because then when it plays out, it gives me more credibility. But this bull flag looks like it should bring us anywhere between 262 and 271. Personally, when we measured it out, we were seeing about 265, but I'm looking at it because it's going to have to back test after it breaks out. So no matter if it comes a little higher than this or not, it's going to have to back test this pattern breakout. So whether it does it there, whether it goes a little higher, I'm expecting a back test of $2.50, $2.48 after it breaks out. This is a pennant flag, and if you weren't in the live yesterday, I color-coded this for everybody. So that dark orange line, you know what? I'm going to switch this back to red because it's going to confuse everybody if it's not in red. So that uptrend is the cycle uptrend in red. That orange line is the target out of the cup and handle. The target out of the pennant flag. If you measure the actual flag pole, it gets us up to 539. But the technical first target out of the pennant flag, just measuring the width of the pennant flag consolidation in the flag, would be $3.51. That takes us right to all-time highs. And then it would be rather interesting what happens there. So that's our logical look for the pennant flag. So if the pennant flag breaks out, we have a monthly fair value gap at $1.82, which is fantastic. I put that out there so everybody could see. But at $1.82, that's a great close. So that should be our support structure, even if for whatever reason we went volatile to the downside. So that is a great sign for continuation. As we know, out of the descending wedge from 2018 all the way until October, November of 2024, the technical target out of there, the first target was 222. The ultimate target was $5.49. Well, we've trying to tighten it up. It's right around $5.40. So that is where I still expect this market to go before it's over. I expect Bitcoin in time. Now, whether or not it plays out or not is to be determined. Looks like a bull flag is formed, but in time, we have a technical target from the cup and handle when this first started to 122K. Technically, we could rise in this rising broadening wedge, still stay bearish, and create a head and shoulders pattern by coming up to 122. So that is what I'm still watching for, some kind of volatile V-shaped recovery here. And then if it wants to, it can be rejected at 122. If it's just trying to fill out the technical move up, and then that would be right around the area we just talked about, 122,000. And we know that because that's the technical move up before this ever broke out. In the same way, we have the pennant flag target for XRP and the descending wedge target. We've got this long-term cup and handle target for Bitcoin, and the target was 122K. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. Like I said, Ethereum is helping us this morning. As long as it holds 3,500 and starts breaking out, our next big step is going to be right around 3,700. So it's about a $176 move. Gave the heads up of a position to take there when it was at 3,300. So that's something that, or 3,330 if you were paying attention. ZIL, we gave the imminent breakout yesterday. I think I put it in the title yesterday. And this by no means is the length of what I think it can do. Oh, I said ZIL is undervalued in the live. So I said XRP targets 250 on way to 272. ZIL is undervalued, set up to surge imminently. We got about 2,300 views in the live yesterday, which is nice to see. So ZIL is up about 6% from that point. XRP came up to $2.48 already, and I talked about the imminent move to $2.50, so at least that's playing out. ZIL looks fantastic this morning. It's trying to invalidate the bearish cross in the daily, but that's a beautiful daily candle right now that looks like it's set to surge. It really does. The next layer it should come up to is 2.392. Hasn't done it yet. If we look at the smaller time frames, 3 hourly's up to the resistance. 4 hourly's got resistance right above us at about 2,318. And then in the daily, we're trying to invalidate this bearish cross. But as you can see, in the 4 hourly, if we can reverse this, it's going to be a big slingshot. I got a feeling at some point here, we're going to end up back towards 3.6 cents. But in the short term, I fully anticipate a move back over to about 2.5 cents. And we'll see if that actually plays out. Right now, like I said, we're getting a volatile help here from Ethereum. It looks like we're off to the right track here this morning. The US is waking up and they're starting to push the market. USDT dominance is breaking down a little bit, which is bullish, very bullish for crypto. We just need to make sure this doesn't make an inverse head and shoulders, but it should come down to about 3.95% regardless. So there is a little caveat here for a little bit of bullish momentum. US dollar currency indexes should be starting to consolidate here a little bit, but it hasn't come up to this next tier resistance at 110.12. And then ultimately, if it wants to make just a unbelievable surge in this parabolic breakdown of all breakdowns, I've long targeted a possibility that they surge it all the way up, make it go all the way to that resistance point on the rising channel, and then it just drops down to like the 70 and then lower. So that's what I'm waiting for the US dollar. Lots of stuff to talk about this morning. Gold and silver, same thing as we've been talking about. It's endlessly circling the same range. I would just pay attention to commodities because eventually the money's going to flow in and they shift cycles. So eventually it's going to find a safe harbor. Right now it's finding its way into crypto and other things, speculative assets. But eventually we're going to find our surge. So that's something that me personally, I would definitely be paying attention to that long term. So we've got that going for us. And then we've talked XRP. We've looked at AMP. We looked at ZIL. DGB, it's trying to hold this breakout point at 1.43 cents. It's very critical. The moment we could hold 1.43 cents, which we're trying, we're just coming up to a very important resistance level. But if we could hold that layer, which we're basically on the fringe right now, we could have a nice big push up to 2.3 cents. And this is what we're in the process of ZIL doing. ZIL is just starting to make this little push up right now. So ZIL could have another 20% in it before it even catches up. But we'll see. We'll see if it plays true or if in the morning we start beating this down. Last day of the trading week right now on Friday, before we get a thinly traded weekend, when the markets are very volatile. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. It's going to be very interesting right now. It's going to be very interesting. Let's see what kind of news we've got going on. So XRP flips USDT again to become the third largest crypto by market cap. XRP has flipped Tether's USDT stablecoin to claim its spot as the third largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, trailing only Bitcoin and Ethereum. The market cap of XRP surged to $138.98 billion on January 3rd, surpassing USDT, which saw a 1.6 billion decline in market capitalization since December 30th, coinciding with the rollout of the European Union's Markets and Crypto Assets Regulation, MiCA. At the time of publication, XRP was trading at $2.43, up 17% in the last 14 days. According to CoinGecko, over the past year, XRP has risen nearly 280%. USDT's decline in market share comes as the MiCA framework enforces stricter rules for stablecoin issuers. Regulations require stablecoin issuers to maintain full reserves and obtain licenses and to operate within the EU. On December 13th, Coinbase Europe delisted USDT, citing non-compliance with MiCA. Coinbase and Circle jointly launched USDT Coin in 2018, and the exchange has an equity stake in Circle. In March 2023, USDC slipped below the $1 peg after Silicon Valley Bank collapsed. European regulators have yet to confirm whether USDT will fully complies with the MiCA regulations. So XRP gains momentum amid ETF speculation. This is not the first time XRP has flipped USDT. On December 1st, XRP flipped both Solana and USDT in market capitalization rankings. XRP's recent rally began after Donald Trump's victory in the United States presidential election on November 5th, which boosted broader market sentiment driven by expectations of pro-crypto policies under the incoming administration. Speculation around a spot XRP exchange-traded fund ETF has also fueled XRP's momentum. On December 2nd, WisdomTree became the fourth company to file for a spot XRP ETF with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, joining Bitwise, Canary Capital, and 21 Shares. Bitwise and 21 Shares were also among the first issuers of spot Bitcoin ETFs in January of 2024. XRP's outsized price performance comes amid Ripple Labs launching Ripple USD, RUSD, a US dollar-backed stablecoin on December 17th, my birthday. The stablecoin is set to integrate into Ripple payments in early 2025 to facilitate cross-border transactions for enterprise clients. ROUSD has already amassed a market cap of 72 million according to CoinGecko. Tether remains the dominant stablecoin. Despite the dip, Tether continues to dominate the stablecoin market. As of December, USDT accounts for 67.21% of the 204 billion stablecoin market. According to data from DeFi Llama, Coinbase's USDC, the second largest stablecoin, trails behind at 44 billion in market cap. Despite ongoing fear, uncertainty, and doubt or FUD, the USDT user base grew by 11.7% in December, adding 21.9 million new users, up from 19.6 million in November. According to Dune Dashboard, in comparison, USDC saw a 24% increase in new addresses, with 5.7 million created in December, rising from 4.57 million in the previous month. Most USDT activity remains on Tron with the TRX, accounting for 53.8% of addresses. USDC, on the other hand, sees the most traction on Solana, where 30% of its users falling by Ethereum to base or layer 2 base with 6.5%. So please make sure to hit that like button if you appreciate the content so that I can share this far and wide. Make sure to subscribe and join the over 30,400 subscribers now, which is incredible to see it continue to move up day by day. Like I said, just keep watching the market. H-bar's up 7%, which is fan-frickin-tastic. We're printing right now. We're on the verge of a breakout, and if H-bar gets on top of this consolidation and we hold 31.5 cents approximately on a breakout, 45.5 cents is the target. So don't forget that as we go along. V-Chain's up 7%. We've been just nailing this. If V-Chain gets over and holds at 5 cents, technical targets 9.6 cents. Like, we could see a huge surge here in some of these tokens that are still trailing far behind, but we've got to be transparent with ourselves and just pay attention. If you're looking to find a way to trade these cryptocurrencies, I highly encourage you, before we get these breakouts or before if we were to have an eventual breakdown, you always want to have yourself set on the exchanges. BITUNIX is the lowest spot and leverage trading fees, whether you want to long the market, short the market, futures trade, or spot trade. Maker taker fees the smallest. It's where I have my AMP right now. And I'm very, very happy with the way the exchange works. If you're a high volume trader, this would be the place for you, no doubt. It definitely is in your advantage. And then HOTCOIN is where VELO, XDC, IOTA, and many others are at. So that's how I get some exposure to some other ones. Crypto.com, I highly encourage it. It's got the crypto debit card when you can put up to $25,000 worth of crypto when you put it into the crypto debit card, and you have $25,000 prepaid. It's back $250K if you have it in USD in that side of the wallet. So make sure you pay attention to that. If you're looking for DGB, that's where I own that. DGB, ZIL, VChain, HBAR, Algo, just IOST, Jasmy, IOTEX, that's all on that exchange. So much to find there. If you want to send a donation, you can do PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo, assuming you don't want to do it through YouTube with a super chat, or join Tom's Army as a way to pay it forward. If you're new, all of my content is 100% free. You never have to send a donation or join Tom's Army. It's the pay it forward model. I don't want to charge any money for any of my content. There is no courses. All you have to do is watch the content. I could easily put together a course for $200 or $300 and charge you, but that's not what this channel or this community is about. We're about doing this all with the pay it forward mentality and with the understanding if you come in here every day, you're going to learn how to trade. And since I've been on YouTube in front of all of you since March of 2021, we've turned 4 figures into over 6 figures. Some people have turned 5 into 7. Some have turned 6 into 7. Some have turned 2 into 5. It just all depends where you started. But I'm blessed to be over 6 figures right now in crypto. It started with about a $4,500 portfolio back in 2021. So as long as you're dedicated, as long as you're transparent, and as long as you are on the ball with me, and you pay attention to the market workings, you too will be able to add a zero to your portfolio in time. But right now, nobody ever became rich in a bull market. It's all what we did in the bear market, and now we're exuberating the rewards in the bull market. Have a blessed day, everybody, and I'll see you back in a little bit.